The act of saying no requires bravery, confidence, and no remorse. Usually, people find it hard to say no as they're afraid to disappoint other people. Yet, in the long run, they regret never saying yes to something they were never comfortable with. It's my Unify Podcast, episode 41. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Happy start of the week to you all. Hope all is well. Today's good morning is in Zulu from South Africa, which is pronounced Sawubona. Hope your week started off well. Welcome to episode 41 of my Unify Podcast. It's come a really long way, so thank you for your support. For those who don't know, we're Positivity First. Our podcast brings you random challenges you might face in life and provides you with ways and tips on how to overcome them and live happy lives in random scenarios. If you're an advocate for positivity and well-being, make sure you follow, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, share this with someone you think needs positivity. So on the previous episode, we dissected what betrayal is and ways in which you can try and prevent being betrayed by people in your lives or around you. If you missed it, click in the description below and let us know your thoughts. So the random thought or topic that came to me, so fast forward to today, was I was thinking about how difficult it is to sometimes say no to people when they ask you to do things you do not really want to do. So today, let's look at how to say no sometimes. We're going to look at the repercussions, what they can be, why it's important to say no and how it can help you in the long run, and also tips on what we can do to stand our ground and say no. So according to the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, saying no is an answer that shows you do not agree with an idea or a statement. So that pretty much means you don't agree with something or someone, or even a topic or a question or something that you don't understand what someone is saying to you or what is being presented to you. Okay, so you're not sure. Now, it's important to understand that in life, we'll all go through situations where we either have to agree or disagree or say yes or no to something. Now, these two words, yes and no, are easier said than done. But once you say either yes or no, the repercussions behind these words can either benefit you, cost you, or set you apart from other people. We as people are at times we're faced with health questions which we don't agree with, but we find ourselves agreeing to it. We do this, people, because we don't want to set other people, right? You want to be liked, you want to be loved, and you want to feel accepted and close to others who share a view which we personally do not agree with. Now, let's just say someone asks you to lie on their behalf because they did something questionable which you do not agree with. Let's say, for instance, they took something that didn't belong to them or an opportunity. Let's say they took credit for a project that their colleague did, really wanted you to testify for them that in actual fact, it's their own work and you saw them doing it rather than the actual person, right? Let's say they said to you, please lie for me, cover for me. I need you to tell everyone that I was the one who started it. It's my work. Now, instantly, you have doubts in your mind because you're thinking, well, I know that's a lie, but if I say no to this person's request of asking me to lie on their behalf, they could either get in serious trouble for lying that it was their work. But if I do say yes, they can excel. They can go far in life in whatever they're doing. At the same time, someone else who was the real creator of this project will lose that opportunity. And in the long run, lose credibility and anything good that should have actually come their way. So you start questioning yourself and, you stay pretty stuck in the middle, right? But your instinct ends up saying, yes, sure, no problem. I'll do that. Cover your back. I'll say whatever you want me to say. Now, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect you. So what's the big deal, right? I just said yes. Now you have to live with the burden and the reality that you've literally ruined someone else's experience. Maybe their life, their opportunity, and success in life, which you cannot reverse. The real person who should have took the credit actually lost out. Now the damage is done. Now, by trying to be nice and by trying to suck up to the people around you or your close friends, your classmate, employee, teammate, friend, whoever that is, even if it's your parent, you need to live with the guilt that you lied and that your lie carries consequence. How about if your colleague or your university mate asks you, or a few of them ask you if you wanted to go on holiday to Thailand, and let's say you're living in a country that's far from Thailand. Let's say you're living in Zambia, in Africa, but you deep down know how expensive that trip is. But you feel left out because the people around you that you're close to can all afford and are going to go on that trip. So what do you do then? You tell them, yeah, it's fine. I'm also going to come. But then where will you get the money? When you have one working parent who's struggling to meet bills, or the majority of your salary goes to your sick parent's healthcare, or the majority of your money is to keep up with your kids' needs. Well, think about it. If you were to say yes, you've now set yourself up to failure because now you have to find the money, which usually means doing something desperate or terrible to find these funds. Could that be stealing? Could that be robbing? Could that be asking for a loan or putting yourself under immense debt and pressure? You end up setting someone up to make money off them, or is it gambling? What are you going to do? I see slowly you're probably now thinking, it would have been easy to just stand tall and be confident and say no. And I can't make it, I can't come, or it's not for me at this time, or it's not going to work. Maybe some other time. See, your present easily defines your future. So you need to tread carefully before you say yes or no to something you don't agree with or cannot do. Saying no is an art in itself, because there are many ways to refuse doing something or disagreeing without being rude. Now, in conclusion, let's look at ways on how you can say no sometimes. First, when someone asks you a question, or if something is presented towards you that requires a yes or no answer, ask yourself, if I were to say yes to this, how would it affect the situation and in future? What's it going to do? Best I say no, right? If I'm not comfortable with it. 2, look for polite ways to decline, say no, or refuse something. You could, for instance, say, really sorry, but at this moment in time, this is not something I'm willing to do. Or you could say, that's not for me. Maybe someone else can help. I politely refuse this request as it can come back and haunt me. Or you can just go old school and say, no, I will not do that. So, thirdly, be yourself. I'm sure you've heard that a million times, but ask yourself, what is it you stand for? Then you can make the right decision, but always make sure the decision will not cost you in future. Whatever you make sure it's the right decision. Now, as always, you might be thinking, well, it's easy for me to say, but you might lose opportunities, you might lose friends, credibility, you might not have swag anymore, no support, friendship. If you say no to something that everyone says yes to, right? You might feel like, well, I'm not in the cool club. But is it worse to feel less cool, or is it worse to be in serious debt or trouble by agreeing to something you can't meet? Think about that, my people. Now, thanks for listening. It's always a pleasure giving you my take on life and hoping it can help you and show you scenarios that you might find yourself in. So if you could like, subscribe, and follow, that'd be great. You can share this with someone before it's too late. Tell them you're sharing to help keep them straight, and you want to put a smile on their face. So don't hesitate. Best regards, people. Peace and love.